Ever wonder how certain items get to page numero uno on Amazon? What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Fervent Four. Did you know that only 4% of businesses ever cross the annual $1 million revenue mark? I'm Zack Miller, author of Anomaly, and with me today I have my co-host Tim Ryan, lead man at startwheel.org. Thank you so much for joining us. The Fervent Four is a weekly show each and every Thursday at 11 a.m. dedicated to sharing insights into growing a world-class business no matter the climate. So did you want to get better on Amazon? I'm sure that you do. Insert Nick Shucet. Nick, what's up, buddy?
Hey, what's up, everyone? Excited to be here.
This is where we clap and we're like super excited. We haven't I don't know how to bring in the background noise to do that yet, but it's confetti. Yeah, you're the second person who's asked for confetti. I got to figure out how to do that.
All the pop-up forms on the websites, that seems to be the new trending thing. You submit your email and like the confetti comes out.
That's a good point. So Nick, do you remember the first thing you ever bought on Amazon?
The first thing I ever bought on Amazon for personal use?
Way back when? Do you let's go through let's try to unwind all the details, the year, how much you paid in shipping for it, what it was.
Yeah, shoot, man. There's no way I'd remember something like that.
Any idea how long ago?
I'd say it's definitely probably like 6 years.
And so, I guess going into tell everybody what you do, how you got started, and we'll start from there.
Yeah, so I actually got started through kind of struggling a little bit. You know, I was working as a plant operator at the Hampton Roads Sanitation District in Newport News, and I was doing shift work. And I had just had a son. My first son had been born, and the shift work wrecked me. Like, depression, just like irritable, and not being able to be there with my kid and no steady schedule, like really messed me up. And my relationship kind of actually started to fall apart, and we ended up going our separate ways. And I had moved my grandmother in with me. My grandfather had passed away. I moved my grandma in. I had my son's mom was in the house, so she could help take care of my grandmother while I was away at work at night. So when that relationship split, my grandmother couldn't live there anymore, and I was coming home to this big, dark, empty house, and I was sleeping during the day, working at night. It was just a nightmare, man. And I actually fell asleep at the wheel 3 different times, driving home from work. Luckily, I never hurt anyone else, never hurt myself. But the third time, I was like, this is enough. Like having a decent job with benefits, it's just not worth it. And I didn't see it getting any better. So I actually kind of stepped down from that position a little bit and took basically like a glorified janitor job at the sanitation district. And a couple weeks in, I was like, I can't do this. Like I just felt like I had too much other things I needed to be out there doing. So I quit, started a landscaping business with a friend of mine. I got a loan for 20 grand, bought a Bobcat, and he had some work. Like he had already had a business. So I was like, let's make something happen, man. Went absolutely terrible. He didn't make any changes. He was getting deposits for products and inventory, and he's like spending it, like at the bar that night. And I'm like, oh man, like this is not going to go well. And this was a longtime friend of mine. And yeah, it exploded. Things went bad. Our friendship's never been the same. And I pretty much just lost 20 grand. Had to move back in with my father for a while, and had a hard time getting a job. It was the middle of winter, so like I couldn't do any of my own landscaping really, unless I wanted to rake leaves and stuff like that.
What time frame is this, do you think? Do you
This
remember?
was like 2014.
Okay.
Yeah, this was like 2014. So I moved back in with him. And my buddy told me about this thing, drop shipping on eBay. And there was this training you would pay $20 for. Like, I think I maybe had around $20 like in a credit card. I didn't have very much money. Luckily, I didn't have to worry about food or housing because my dad took care of me. So I gave it a shot. I was like, whatever. I had been to interview, couldn't get a job. So I really see all of those struggles and all of those no's were really just setting me up for this opportunity to build an online business.
Everything happens for a reason. That's my favorite quote. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So I gave it all I had. I paid the $20, went through the training, got involved in a Facebook group, asked a lot of questions from people who had been successful with this program. And I was fortunate enough to have a friend who had actually, he was making a living off this situation. And like 3 months in, I think I sold a hat. It was my first sale was a hat on eBay. I made like 17 cents or something like that. But then it kind of just snowballed and it took off and I made $500. So I paid $500 for the training on how to do this on Amazon. Mm-hmm. And I just went at it the same way. Like on eBay, it was just list, throw stuff up. So I did the same thing on Amazon. And back then on Amazon, you had to have 90 days to get into the buy box, which, the buy box is like the billboard driving down the interstate compared to like the roadway sign or the mile per hour sign. Like it's where you want to be. So 90 days.
90 days of what though?
90 days of selling history. So like, I think I got one sale a few days in, and then that 90-day clock started from then.
Got it. So they want to make sure that you're the real deal.
Yeah.
And they still do that even with their affiliate program too, where like if you don't make a percentage of what's necessary, they don't want you to be a part of it.
Yeah, I think you have like 3 months or 6 months to get like one affiliate sale, or else they close your account. And they've gotten a lot more strict now. Like it's a little tougher to get started on Amazon. Definitely still a good business to get into, but honestly, the restrictions they've put in place are in our favor. I think you got a lot of international competition, and those guys are just like, the amount of effort that they put into gaming the system is just absolutely insane. But yeah, 90 days in, man, I got that buy box. I had the little cha-ching sound on my phone. And I remember it was like, ch-ch-ch-ch-ch, like it couldn't even finish the ching because I was just getting like sale after sale after sale. And then Amazon actually suspended my account because I did like $5,000 in sales that day. And they wanted to make sure I was going to ship that stuff out.
Oh, wow.
It was going to be legit. I think it was like it was a sewing machine, a Singer sewing machine.
Was there a reason why that one just started to pop?
I don't really know, man. Like if I went back and looked at it, I could probably figure it out. Like we look at the best sellers ranking. So like pretty much every product on Amazon has a BSR, a best sellers ranking number. The closer to 1 that number is, the faster that item sells. So the ranking on that one, but that may have not even been it, man. Like it could have just been kind of right time, right place thing. You never really know when someone's just going to randomly buy an item, even if it is a slow seller.
So is that a strategy now? So you just look at that BSR and then you just go on a scavenger hunt and start buying whatever you can and then selling it on Amazon?
Yeah. BSR is a very good indicator of how quickly something will sell, and it really depends on the category. Like I could say, top 1%, you're playing it pretty safe if you're in the top 1% of a category. Through experience, though, I can say like, hey, in clothing, shoes, and jewelry, if you get an item ranked under 50,000, you're pretty much guaranteed to sell that item, like in 30 days. And then once I get a little more experience with an item, I can see that it's at like 15,000 BSR. So maybe I know I can sell like 150 of those in a month. So once you kind of get this game going and you start paying attention to what you're doing, it's, you're not really rolling the dice anymore. It becomes really low risk, depending on the product, the brand, the category, and things like that.
And that's fascinating. Before we go into the next question, though, I have to ask, how fun is it rolling around in a Bobcat?
Oh man, that was a blast.
I think that's every childhood boy's dream.
Yeah. Clearing out, just massive amount of dirt, digging holes, knocking trees over. I did enjoy that type of work.
In the cold?
Not in the cold, man. Definitely not in the cold. I'm not a fan of the cold weather.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. I saw frost this morning and I cried.
Yeah. It was cold, man. I'm a big surfer, and year by year, I surf less and less in the wintertime, even though that's usually when the waves are best.